Hello everyone. How are you doing this evening? Well, it's been a wonderful, wonderful day here in Baltimore. We had the old artscape thing going on and all of that. And that's been a lot of fun today. Many folk came out, you know, you know, all kinds of folk, we even had the hoochie crowd out there. You know those ladies that be out there with the really short skirts on, all the way up to their butts. Stinky butts. You see a lot of these people walking around, and they know they ain't right. You know, because every time you turn around, they looking around like, is that person looking at me? And then they reach to pull their skirts down, try to keep it down because they figure it's riding up too daggone much. My thinking is, if you don't want something to ride up like that, why wear it? No, it's okay to look cute. It's okay to look marvelous and wonderful and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I know you paid for it. But here's the deal. Why you gotta look like that? It's ridiculous. There's no hint to any man's imagination. No hint whatsoever. It's all out now. Nobody has to wonder what you about. You expose everything. I'm talking to some women now. And again, I know you paid for it. You did. Yeah, exactly. And you have the right to wear what you want to wear. Mm-hmm. To the point of obscenity. To the point, that it might, because do you realize what kind of crowd you are actually achieving? Or let's put it this way, do you know who you will wind up having in your space as a result of the way you are carrying yourself? What crowd are you trying to attract wearing skirts like that? I've seen it during the Rihanna concert, that was in Baltimore not too long ago. There was another concert, I believe we had somebody else here, the child molester. Well, that's what they call him anyway. I don't, but anyway, at any rate, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, child molester, you can be what you want to be. But my point is simply this: women, I know this is going to sound, outrageous at best. You need to cover yourselves. Have some respect and decorum for yourselves. This is not me telling you what to do, and this is certainly not me preaching. This is me telling it like it is. If you have any respect for yourself at all, wear something that's going to promote someone to look at you and say, that's a fine young woman. Because otherwise they're looking at you and saying, you know what, cheesy, that's a slut. That chick is, she must not be getting it right at home and all that. You don't know what, I can tell you some things people are saying. Most of all other women. Because, some of you have children, right? Well, let me ask you a question. Would you want your daughter dressed like that out there? Ask that question. Would you, let me talk to some of the dads too, and some of the men out here. Men, some men, you have daughters. Would you want them out there dressing like that? Just be honest. See, my thing is, be honest and shame the devil. Don't, you put it out there, I'm going to put it out there. I can talk about, the event all day long. But this is what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about, because, I know Jenny Jones is out the door. Ricky Lake is out the door. I remember how, you know, well, Maury is still around, and I know he, every now and then, he still do dress up shows and all that kind of stuff. And Oprah, you know, she did her little thing too, you know. But, I'm really going to be honest with some of the women out here real quick, When you go out here, when you go out your door looking like that, you know, first of all, you're attracting somebody, you know, who is not what you want in life. Trust and believe. You want a good man in life. You want to, you want to be around and live with around somebody, who's got something decent going on in his or her life. But when you go out the door, you go out the door and the man is walking up to you, and the first thing he sees is your butt cheeks, or if you're wearing something revealing up top, and he's looking at that, he's saying, he said, that's the only reason I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you because, you know what, I'm trying to take a shot, I'm trying to get with that. And let me ask you a question. Are you in any way, thrilled about that? Let's be real. Because I know, a lot of you out there like that because, you're trying to snag a good man, you're trying to snag somebody who got it going on and all this kind of stuff. And, most of these guys, some of these guys who got it going on in the wrong place at the wrong time, you know what I'm saying? They look like they high on the hog and everything. Look like it's going well. They got money, they got cars and all this and all that. Seem like they just, working and all is cool. But it's not cool at all. Because when they get done with you, all they're going to do is go after another model. And I'm going to tell you how I know this is true, because it has happened since time before. So many times before. It don't last. You're looking like that to snag them. Then once you snag them, after a while, you're going to look at somebody else who dresses like you. And sooner or later, that somebody else is going to catch his eye, and you're going to be like, let's put it this way, butthole out. So, you're doing it for the moment. Think about it. Don't you want something in your life that's lasting? Something in life that's, that's good for you. Think about it for a second. Just think about it. This is not me trying to tell you what to do with your life. This is not me, this is me saying, I'm being honest, I'm going to come honest and correct with you. That your antics to do things this way, it's not going to work. I've already given you history that many who have done this, and I've seen how they go through and how the changes have occurred in their lives to the point that they wind up butthole out. Take this story for a second. A young lady who came, her and her old man came to Baltimore. They came from New York. And this is going to be a short story. They both came from New York. And he left her in Baltimore by herself with nothing. Left her in Baltimore with nothing and ran off to New York and never came back. Told her he was going out to, go to a store, market or something, and she'll be right back. Never made it back. And she told me the story. how they met. At this club, she had on a short skirt. She's all like this, all perky and all wonderful and all that kind of stuff. Dancing with him and all that kind of stuff, you know. 3 days later, they were in bed and all this kind of stuff, and everything was wonderful, and yin, yang, 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 you know. How she began to think he was having women in the house and stuff like that, you know, and all this kind of stuff, that he was too much out with the boys and the girls and all this, doing this thing, whatever, whatever. To a point, we talking 2 years down the road, he just leaves on Baltimore with nothing. Because he done found another model. So she called me from New York to tell me that. Yeah, because she did wait. After 2 weeks, she did make it back to New York. But when she got back to New York, he had somebody else in his arms. Somebody else who had on a nice tight skirt and was running around doing everything. She's big and bad and nothing to you. The reason why I put this out there to you, because I know many stories like this. You know, this one story I just told is not the only story. There are others. You know, you're not going to find happiness. You will find happy, but it would just be for the moment. Okay? You won't find happiness. There's no joy in what you're doing. It's murky, quirky, nothing. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm not telling you this. I'm warning you. I ain't gonna say to you, get it together, get it right. None of that. The only thing I'll say to you at this point, the choice is yours. I'm telling you to view the history. Take a look at this thing from another standpoint. You know, another story I could tell you right now, but I don't have time. It has to do with my ex. All I remember was her getting in my car and she trying to run down her man, trying to find him. Ridiculous. And she met him the same way. She was working at Eldorado's here in Baltimore, and she was wearing a tight skirt all up to her bunch. And he got a hold of her like that, and yang, 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 yang. And now she can't find him. He's always gone. And one day you turn around, next thing you know, she was packing bags and moving out of the house. I'm done. This is another Hot Rod special. Everybody, have a great one.